Hi, I'm Grace. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn several question words and they're related to each other, so it will be easy to remember. Before we start, let's take a look at what we will learn today. 什么 What? 什么时候 When? 什么地方哪里 Where? 为什么 Why? Okay, without further ado, let's start. Before we get to learn how to use these words, there's one thing you need to know. That is, in English, when you ask a question, you will put the question word first. But in Chinese, we remain in the same word order. We just replace the word we want to ask into the question word. If you don't understand yet, it's totally fine. Let's see how it works. Number 1. 什么什么 What? For example, 你喜欢什么你喜欢什么 What do you like? 你 You 喜欢 to like 什么 What? 你喜欢什么 What do you like? The answer could be like 我喜欢水饺我喜欢水饺 I like dumplings 我爱喜欢 to like 水饺 dumplings 我喜欢水饺 I like dumplings. As you can see here, the SVO word order didn't change. We just replaced the object 水饺 dumplings with a question word 什么 What? Another example could be like someone might tell you that 这个蛋糕很好吃这个蛋糕很好吃 This cake is very delicious 这个 This 蛋糕 cake 很 very 好吃 delicious 这个蛋糕很好吃 This cake is very delicious. And you might not hear it very clearly, so you want to ask, what is delicious? Then you just change 这个蛋糕 this cake into 什么 what? And then a question is formed. 什么很好吃什么很好吃 What is delicious? 什么 what? 很 very 好吃 delicious 什么很好吃 What is delicious? Okay, number 2. 什么 what plus 时候 time and it will become 什么时候 when. Like I would like to ask you 你什么时候开始学中文你什么时候开始学中文 When did you start learning Chinese? 你 You 什么时候 When 开始 To start 学中文 Learning Chinese 你什么时候开始学中文 When did you start learning Chinese? We usually put the time word after a subject and before a verb. Here you can see that 什么时候 when is put after the subject and before the verb. According to this question, an answer could be like 我去年开始学中文我去年开始学中文 I started learning Chinese last year. 我爱去年 last year 开始 to start 学中文 learning Chinese 我去年开始学中文 I started learning Chinese last year. Another example 这个活动什么时候结束这个活动什么时候结束 When will this activity end? 这个 this 活动 activity 什么时候 when 结束 to end 这个活动什么时候结束 ？When will this activity end？ 这个活动6点结束。这个活动6点结束。This activity will end at 6. 6点 6 o'clock. 这个活动6点结束。This activity will end at 6. Number 3. 什么 what plus 地方 place and it will become 什么地方 or 哪里 where. Let's take a look at some examples. I will give you an answer first and we could think about how to make it into a question together. So the answer is 我今天去学校。我今天去学校。I went to school today. I 今天 today 去 to go 学校 school. 我今天去学校。I went to school today. To form a question, now you know that the word order is the same. We just changed the subject from 我 I to 你 you and turn the place word into the question word. So here it is. 你今天去什么地方 or 你今天去哪里 Where did you go today? Another example, when you go to see a doctor, the doctor usually asks you 你什么地方不舒服？你什么地方不舒服 or 你哪里不舒服？你哪里不舒服 Where do you feel sick? 你 you 什么地方 where 哪里 where 不 not 舒服 feeling good comfortable 你什么地方不舒服你哪里不舒服 Where do you feel sick? An answer could be 我胃不舒服我胃不舒服 My stomach hurts 我 I 胃 stomach 我胃不舒服 My stomach hurts. Last one 胃 for plus 什么 what will become 为什么 why 为什么 can appear before a subject or after a subject. Let me give you 2 examples. The first question is what I'm truly curious about. 你为什么想学中文？你为什么想学中文？ Why do you want to learn Chinese? 你 you 为什么 Why 想 to want 学中文 learning Chinese 你为什么想学中文 Why do you want to learn Chinese? Or you can put 为什么 why before the subject like this 为什么你想学中文 Why do you want to learn Chinese? If you want to tell me, just leave a comment below. I would like to know. Okay, let's see another example. If your friend told you 我不吃早餐我不吃早餐 I don't eat breakfast 我 I 不 not 吃 to eat 早餐 breakfast 我不吃早餐 I don't eat breakfast. Then you can ask, why don't you eat breakfast? 为什么你不吃早餐？为什么你不吃早餐？为什么 Why 你 You 不 Not 吃 To eat 早餐 Breakfast 为什么你不吃早餐？ Why don't you eat breakfast? Or you can put 为什么 Why after the subject 你为什么不吃早餐 Why don't you eat breakfast? 什么什么什么时候什么时候什么地方什么地方哪里哪里为什么为什么 Okay, these are the question words we have learned today. Hope you know a bit more of how to use them now. And if you want to get the handout for this lesson, you can go to my Instagram and file. I will see you next time. Bye!